సో మనకున్నటువంటి జనరల్ డిఫెన్సెస్ అనే టాపిక్ని మనం ఐపీసీలో డిస్కస్ చేస్తున్నాం కదా. జనరల్ డిఫెన్సెస్, ఆ జనరల్ డిఫెన్సెస్లో సెక్షన్ 76 to 106 మనకు ఎన్ని రకాల జనరల్ డిఫెన్సెస్ ఇచ్చాయో చూసాం మనం. ఆ జనరల్ డిఫెన్సెస్లో ఇప్పుడు మనము ఆర్పిడి, రైట్ ఆఫ్ ప్రైవేట్ డిఫెన్స్ అనే టాపిక్ దగ్గరకు వచ్చిన్నాం. 96 to 106 ఈ టాపిక్ని మనం ఈరోజు డిస్కస్ చేసుకోవాలి. ఈ సెక్షన్స్ అన్ని ఎలా డివిజన్ చేశారు, హౌ ది డిఫెన్స్ ఈస్ గివన్, ఏంటి ఈ కాన్సెప్ట్ మనకు వరకు మనం చెప్పాం కాబట్టి ఇప్పుడు నేను ప్రత్యేకంగా నేను చెప్పక్కర్లేదు. సో మనకు ఉన్నటువంటి వెన్ అఫెన్స్ ఈస్ కమిటెడ్ మనం అనుకున్నాం, వెన్ అఫెన్స్ ఈస్ కమిటెడ్ దేర్ ఈస్ ఎ ఫుల్ పనిష్మెంట్ ఉంటుంది, అలాగే లెస్ పనిష్మెంట్ ఉంటుంది అండ్ నిల్ పనిష్మెంట్ ఉంటుంది అని ఇదివరకు డిస్కస్ చేసాం. చెప్పండి, ఎప్పుడు ఫుల్ పనిష్మెంట్ ఉంటుంది? ఫుల్ పనిష్మెంట్ విల్ బి దేర్ వెన్ ది యాక్ట్ ఈస్ డన్ విత్ ఇంటెన్షన్. యాక్టస్ నాన్ ఫ్యాసిటరియం నిసి మెన్సిటరీ కాన్సెప్ట్ కింద మనం కానీ గమనిస్తే, whenever a person commits an offense with a full intention of committing an offense here, he has an absolute liability, full. ఒకవేళ అదే నేరాన్ని అతను ఒకవేళ నెగ్లిజెన్స్ అండ్ ర్యాష్ యాక్ట్ ఇలా అంటుంటాం మనం. సో బై మీన్స్ ఆఫ్ ర్యాష్ అండ్ నెగ్లిజెంట్ యాక్ట్ కావచ్చు, అండ్ ఎనీ ప్రొవోకేషన్ లాంటివి కావచ్చు, అలాంటప్పుడు ద లెస్ పనిష్మెంట్ ఇవ్వటం జరిగింది. ఇప్పుడు నిల్ పనిష్మెంట్ ఎప్పుడు ఉంటుంది? అదే ఒక నేరం ఒకవేళ ఇట్ ఈస్ కమిటెడ్ బై యాక్సిడెంట్, కమిటెడ్ బై మిస్టేక్, అలాంటప్పుడంతా కూడా మనము నిల్ పనిష్మెంట్ ఇస్తున్నాం. అందుకని ఫుల్ పనిష్మెంట్, లెస్ పనిష్మెంట్, నిల్ పనిష్మెంట్ అనే కాన్సెప్ట్ మనం ఇదివరకు కూడా చూసాం. అలాంటి నిల్ పనిష్మెంట్ ఇవ్వడానికి మనం ఏం చేసాం? జనరల్ డిఫెన్సెస్. వాట్ ఈస్ ద స్కోప్ ఆఫ్ ది జనరల్ డిఫెన్సెస్ అంటే ఏమవుతుంది? వెన్ ఎ పర్సన్ కమిట్స్ అన్ అఫెన్స్ అండర్ దీస్ ఎక్సెప్షనల్ సర్కమ్స్టాన్సెస్ గివెన్ అండర్ సెక్షన్ 76 to 106 here, he cannot be punished for the act. He gets exemption from the criminal liability. దానికోసమే మనం ఇచ్చాం. అయితే ఆ రూల్స్ అన్ని కరెక్ట్ గా సాటిస్ఫై అయితేనే అతనికి ఆ ఎగ్జంప్షన్ నిల్ లైబిలిటీ ఉంటుంది. అదర్వైజ్ హీ విల్ బి మేడ్ రెస్పాన్సిబుల్ ఫర్ ఆల్ హిస్ యాక్ట్స్. అలా సెక్షన్ 17 మీరు జాగ్రత్తగా నేర్చుకోవాలి. ఇప్పుడు 76 నుంచి ఆ సెక్షన్స్ ఏమేమి చెప్పాయో మీరు ఇంతవరకు ఇంటి దగ్గర ఉన్నారు కదా, బై హార్ట్ చేసి ఉండాలి. 76 ఏం చెప్తుంది, 77 ఏం చెప్తుంది, 78, 79, 80, 81, 82, 83, 84, 85, 86 అని కాస్త మనం బేర్ యాక్ట్ నేర్చుకోవాలి. ఎందుకంటే మనం ప్రిలిమినరీ ఎగ్జామ్కి వెళ్ళినప్పుడు మనకు బేర్ యాక్ట్ ఓరియంటెడ్ గా ఉంటాయి కాబట్టి సెక్షన్స్ లో ఉన్న సబ్జెక్ట్ చదివినప్పుడు సెక్షన్ నేర్చుకోండి, సెక్షన్ చదివినప్పుడు సబ్జెక్ట్ నేర్చుకోండి. అలా రెండింటిని మనము కవర్ చేసుకుంటూ వెళ్ళాలి, ఒక సబ్జెక్ట్ వైపునే కాకుండా. ఎస్, ఎనీవే. అలాగే మరొక విషయాన్ని కూడా మనం లా ఆఫ్ ఎవిడెన్స్ లో చదివాం, ఇక్కడ చదివాం. అదేంటది? when a person raise general defense, any section of this Indian Penal Code 76 to 106 raised as a defense here, burden of proof గురించి మాట్లాడుకున్నాం. చెప్పండి, burden of proof ఎలా ఉంటుంది, ఎవరికి ఉంటుంది? burden of proof lies on the accused who claims these defenses. కాబట్టి so he who claims defenses has to prove the defenses. కాబట్టి అలా burden of proof గురించి కూడా మనం చదువుకున్నాం. సో అలా జనరల్ డిఫెన్సెస్ అయిపోయిందో అనుకుందాం. అందులో లాస్ట్కి వచ్చాం. లాస్ట్ డిఫెన్స్ ఇస్ దట్ రైట్ ఆఫ్ ప్రైవేట్ డిఫెన్స్. ఇదేమిటి? సో ఇక్కడ డిఫెన్స్ అంటే కాపాడుకోవటం, ఆత్మరక్షణ అనుకుంటాం మనం. ఒక వ్యక్తిని రక్షించుకునే బాధ్యత ఎవరిది? ఒక వ్యక్తిని రక్షించే బాధ్యత ప్రభుత్వానిది. నిజానికి ఇట్ ఈస్ అ స్టేట్ రెస్పాన్సిబిలిటీ టు ప్రొటెక్ట్ ది పర్సన్స్. మరి స్టేట్ రెస్పాన్సిబిలిటీ అయితే దీన్ని మనం పబ్లిక్ డిఫెన్స్ అనాలి. మనం పోలీస్ డిఫెండ్ యూ, మిలిటరీ డిఫెండ్ యూ, ఆఫీసర్స్ డిఫెండ్ యూ, పబ్లిక్ డిఫెన్స్. కానీ ఇక్కడ మనం చదువుతున్నాము ప్రైవేట్ డిఫెన్స్, వేర్ ద స్టేట్ ఫెయిల్ ఆర్ వేర్ ఇట్ ఈస్ నాట్ పాసిబుల్ టు ప్రొటెక్ట్ బై ద స్టేట్ అండ్ ఎవ్రీ ఇండివిజువల్ కెన్ ప్రొటెక్ట్ హిమ్సెల్ఫ్, ఎవ్రీ ఇండివిజువల్ కెన్ ప్రొటెక్ట్ అదర్స్ ఆల్సో. అందుకోసమే దాన్ని మనం ప్రైవేట్ డిఫెన్స్ అనే పదాన్ని వాడుతున్నాం. చూసారా, ప్రైవేట్ అనే పదాన్ని వాడారు. ఆ ప్రైవేట్ ఇంపార్టెన్స్ ఏమిటో చెప్పే ప్రయత్నం చేస్తున్నాను. కాబట్టి డిఫెన్సెస్ ఆర్ 2 kinds అని అర్థం. డిఫెన్స్ ఫ్రమ్ ది స్టేట్, డిఫెన్స్ బై ది పర్సన్ హిమ్సెల్ఫ్. అయితే ఆ డిఫెన్స్ ప్రైవేట్ గా ఇచ్చినప్పుడు ఏమవుతుంది? సో హీ హిమ్సెల్ఫ్ హీ కెన్ ప్రొటెక్ట్ అండ్ ఆల్సో అదర్స్ హీ కెన్ ప్రొటెక్ట్. చూసారా, ఇక్కడ రైట్ ఆఫ్ ప్రైవేట్ డిఫెన్స్ ఈస్ గివెన్ టు ఎ పర్సన్ టు ప్రొటెక్ట్ హిమ్సెల్ఫ్ యాజ్ వెల్ యాజ్ ది అదర్స్. కాబట్టి రెండు రకాలుగా నీకు అవకాశం ఇచ్చారు. అయితే ఇవన్నీ కూడా ఎప్పుడు when there is no possibility to get the protection from the public authorities and there is a spot in danger, without your reaction there will be more danger to you అన్నప్పుడే నువ్వు ఈ యొక్క రైట్ ఆఫ్ ప్రైవేట్ డిఫెన్స్ ని ఎక్సర్సైజ్ చేస్తున్నావు. ఇంకా మనం ఆలోచించుకుంటే రైట్ ఆఫ్ ప్రైవేట్ డిఫెన్స్ అనేది ఏమిటి? ఇట్ ఇస్ అ కైండ్ ఆఫ్ రియాక్షన్, యాక్షన్ కాదు, ఇట్ ఇస్ అ కైండ్ ఆఫ్ రియాక్షన్. ఇక్కడ X commits a wrong first against Y. When X commits a wrong against Y, this Y is given right of private defense to protect him. Therefore, Y's యొక్క యాక్ట్ ని మనం ఏమనాలి? ఇక్కడ is only a reaction కానీ but not his action. కాబట్టి here as he commits an act and he suffer and now the X becomes a victim and Y becomes accused, but he is given exemption stating that this Y reacted to the act of the X to protect himself. Hence, the accused Y is not responsible provided his act is covered by the provisions under section 76 to 106. అలా మనం గమనించినప్పుడు రైట్ ఆఫ్ ప్రైవేట్ డిఫెన్స్ విషయంలో కూడా ఇస్ అ కైండ్ ఆఫ్ రియాక్షన్ తప్ప నాట్ అన్ యాక్షన్. సరే, మరి ఎలా ఈ యొక్క రైట్ ఆఫ్ ప్రైవేట్ డిఫెన్స్ ని ఇండియన్ పీనల్ కోడ్ డివిజన్ చేసింది, దాన్ని ఏ విధంగా మనం అర్థం చేసుకుందాం. లెట్స్ ఫైండ్ నౌ. ఈ రైట్ ఆఫ్ ప్రైవేట్ డిఫెన్స్ ని మనకి ఇచ్చిన సెక్షన్స్ లో కానీ గమనించుకుంటే మొదటిగా 96, అక్కడ తర్వాత 97, ఆ తర్వాత మనం 99కి వెళ్దాం. 98 తీసుకోవట్లేదు. ఈ 96 ఏమంటుందంటే ఇట్ ఈస్ టాకింగ్ అబౌట్ రికగ్నిషన్. ఇట్ ఈస్ అ రికగ్నిషన్ ఆఫ్ రైట్ ఆఫ్ ప్రైవేట్ డిఫెన్స్. మరి 97 ఏం చెప్తుందంటే ఇట్ ఈస్ అ స్కోప్ ఆఫ్ రైట్ ఆఫ్ ప్రైవేట్ డిఫెన్స్. అండ్ 99 ఏం చెప్తుందంటే ఇట్ ఈస్ ఎ లిమిటేషన్స్ ఆన్ రైట్ ఆఫ్ ప్రైవేట్ డిఫెన్స్. లిమిటేషన్స్ ఆన్ రైట్ ఆఫ్ ప్రైవేట్ డిఫెన్స్. 3 పాయింట్స్ మనం ఫైండ్ అవుట్ చేయవచ్చు. మరి ఇక్కడ రైట్ ఆఫ్ ప్రైవేట్ డిఫెన్స్ స్కోప్ ఇచ్చారు. మరి ఈ రైట్ ఆఫ్ ప్రైవేట్ డిఫెన్స్ ఎవరికి వస్తుంది, ఏ ఏ సందర్భాల్లో వస్తుందంటే మరలా మనం రెండుగా డివిజన్ చేసి డిస్కస్ చేయవచ్చు. రైట్ ఆఫ్ ప్రైవేట్ డిఫెన్స్ ఈస్ గివన్ టు ప్రొటెక్ట్. ఇట్ ఈస్ టు ప్రొటెక్ట్ body of a person. It is to protect body. And right of private defense is given to protect property. ఆస్తిని కాపాడుకోవటానికి, మనిషి ప్రాణాన్ని శరీరాన్ని కాపాడుకోవటానికి, అంటే మీ యొక్క ప్రాణానికి శరీరానికి ఏమైనా ప్రమాదం కలిగినప్పుడు మిమ్మల్ని మీరు కాపాడుకోవటం. ఆర్ ఎల్స్ ఆల్సో వెన్ ది ప్రాపర్టీ ఇస్ ఇన్ డేంజర్ టు ప్రొటెక్ట్ యువర్ సెల్ఫ్ అండ్ దిస్ ఈజ్ ఆల్సో ప్రొవైడ్. సో there are scope of right of private defense is given like this here 2 ways. Again you can find how this protection is extended. For this now we take here section 100, 101 and 102. Similarly for this also we can have here continuation 103, 104, 105. See, in one row you can understand how the right of private defense is designed. Right of private defense is done since section 100, 101, 102, 103, 104, 105. In one line you can find all the sections here. And another one, limitations. In the sense here, the no right of private defense, no RPD. In the following cases here, you cannot exercise the RPD because there are some extra matters are there here. Now we'll find once again. Coming to the first one, 96, it is talking about the recognition. If you write 96, 97, 98, 99, 100, 101 like that, you have to by heart all the sections. So like that. Now you can find from this board there are 2 sections are missing. What are the 2 sections missing? One is known as section 98 missing, another is that 106 is missing. Section 98 is talking about right of private defense against an unsound mind person or a person under influence of drugs. Whether we can exercise the right of private defense against an unsound person or not, this is the question. And similarly, the year 106 is talking about So, right operative, harm caused to an innocent person. Harm caused to an innocent person. We have to find here what is this math is. Therefore, the right operative different sections here, slowly we'll find now. When talk about first one, I'm taking once again, 96. Recognize now right operative defense. What it says that nothing is an offense which is done in exercise of right operative defense. It is making here. Nothing is an offense which is done in exercise of right operative defense. If you are exercising your defense in exceptional cases, it cannot be treated as a crime. That's what it is said. Sir, అది క్లియర్గా ఉంది. So nothing is an offense. ఇప్పుడు nothing is an offense when you exercise the right operative defense within the limitations given under the circumstances permitted. Therefore, I have to find what are those circumstances under which one can exercise the right operative defense. And from the material also you can follow. See that. You are having material in your hand, therefore you follow that material also. Scope of right operative defense. Against whom the right operative defense is given. Right operative defense is given against a wrongdoer. Against a wrongdoer. Unless a person attacks you, unless a person commits a wrong against you, you cannot exercise right operative defense. Therefore, right operative defense is available against wrongdoer. And therefore, you can find no right operative defense against innocent persons. No right operative defense against persons exercising authority. That's what here also can find here. For example, if a person on the roadside try to attack you, you can exercise the right operative defense. If a police officer comes to you under a warrant, you wanted to arrest, under authority of the law, without even warrant, wanted to arrest a person, take a person into custody, you cannot exercise right operative defense because the police officer is not a wrongdoer. Hence, you are given to protect yourself against the act done by a person. Hence, is given right operative defense is available against a wrongdoer. And no right operative defense against innocent persons. Again, still we will discuss here also. Right operative defense, this is only defense right, not offense right. When a person attacks you, that other person committing an offense, you have given a right to defend. But when the question of defense disappears, then you cannot exercise this right. For example, see, X suddenly attacked Y and injured Y and ran away. Suddenly attacked Y, injured Y and ran away. Now this Y cannot run after X and beat him to death. Because the right operative defense not available to Y as the X stopped doing a wrong, though he was a wrongdoer. Like that you can find right operative defense available only to defend but not to take revenge. Therefore, here in the notes you can find another word. Right operative defense is given to protect or defend yourself but not to take revenge. Hence, it is not a right to commit a wrong. Right operative defense is not a right to commit wrong. It is only right to prevent the wrong. For the purpose of preventing wrong, you may commit some wrong. But outrightly you cannot commit wrong. Therefore, two words you have to keep in mind. Defense and offense. Defense and offense. What is permitted here is only defense but not the offense. A wrong committed by a person does not give a right to commit a wrong by another person. See, remember that words. A wrong committed by one person does not give a right to commit another wrong. A wrong gives you right to defend. This way you have to understand here the scope. Now the question comes here, in what cases you can exercise? Unless there is a danger to your body or life, unless there is a danger to your property, you cannot exercise a right operative defense. Where there is no use of force, where there is no damage to anything, you cannot exercise the right operative defense. For example, it happens, a person signed in a document forgery, for example. When a person commits a forged document, is an offense, but no right operative defense in such cases. Only you can make a complaint against him and prove the forgery and put him in the jail. and you cannot exercise the right of private defense. Giving a false evidence is an offense, but you cannot exercise right of private defense against a person giving a false evidence, because it is not causing any immediate danger to your body or your property. Hence, there are offenses under Indian Penal Code against which you cannot exercise the right of private defense. Therefore, the right of private defense is available only in certain offenses. Let us find now. To protect the body. Coming back now, what is the scope of right of private defense to protect the body? Here you can find one's own body he can protect, and also he can protect the other's body. So therefore, the law is making you a police. Sometimes from the legal subjects you can find here, every citizen is known as a police in civil dress. This way, when your neighbor is in danger, you can exercise a police authority. That's why law confers on you to exercise some power against the wrongdoers, to save your neighbor, hence to protect your own body, to protect your family members, your protect to neighbors, protect to even a stranger also permitted like this, one's own body and others' body. Now the question comes, when you are permitted to protect, against what dangers you can, against what wrongs you can exercise the right of private defense. And only one statement you can find here. So with respect to all offenses affecting the body, only one, all offenses against affecting body. Go to the Indian Penal Code chapters, you can find what are the offenses affecting the body, section 299. From there, you can find here under 232 sections, you can find here hurt and grievous act like that. In all these sections, you can find here offenses against human body. And of course, in case some liberties also then, that also you can add. Therefore, here, offenses affecting human body, you can exercise the right of private defense. But coming to the property, you cannot exercise right of private defense against all offenses relating to property. Here given only 5 offenses. You can open your notes and find. You are given right of private defense to protect your property when your property or your neighbor's property is in danger, or other person is doing a wrong of 5. What is the 5 wrongs here? One is a theft. And given here, so theft, robbery, mischief, criminal trespass. When your property, when some person is committing to robbery, I repeat here, theft, robbery, mischief and trespass, and another one, attempt to commit these 4 offenses also. If any person, not with respect to other offenses, you cannot exercise the right of private defense with respect to the other. And next question comes. Once right of private defense is given to you to protect your body against these kind of offenses, now the question comes here, what is the scope of your reaction? What is the scope of your reaction? What extent we can react? Yes, your body is in danger. Someone takes a knife and wanted to kill you. How you can react? Whether you should react or run away from this spot. Even if you are running away, he may chase you, he may try to kill. In such a case, what to do? Therefore, you have to find what extent you can react. Therefore, it is given now 100 is talking about. So, in exercise of right of private defense here, we can cause death of a person, cause death. See here? In exercise of right of private defense, even killing a person is not a crime, because the danger is such a serious one. To killing, kabatti, causing death. In exercise of right of private defense is permitted in 7 cases only, you can find here. It is not all cases, all offenses against the human body is not like that here. Only in 7 offenses you are permitted to exercise right of private defense to the extent of killing a person. Go to the notes here. What are the offenses here? First, when there is a attack against your, when there is a fear of death is there. When someone wants to kill you, you can kill him. So in order to protect your life, killing the other man is not a crime. Like this here, fear of death, when there is, your life is in danger. And the second offense is called here like that in case of grievous hurt. We know that what are the grievous hurts here? The Indian Penal Code telling about 8 offenses are there as a grievous hurts. Like that, any grievous hurt, to protect yourself from this grievous hurt, you can exercise the right of private defense, and even killing a person is not an offense. The another one is that here we are having here unnatural. So not like that. Third one is called rape. When a person attacks a woman, the woman can kill that person, or even a third person to protect the woman causes injury to the wrongdoer who is going to commit an offense of rape. Killing that person is also not an offense. But in case of rape you can find, and also you can find next one. So compelling a person to have unnatural lust, unnatural offenses. What is the unnatural offense? We are aware. A man is compelling a man to have a sexual relations. This kind of, when a person is having sexual relations like that, you are compelling him, and in such case to escape from such compulsion, if he cause any harm to that other person and causes his death, it cannot be called as a crime. Therefore, to satisfy unnatural lust also you can have here. The another offense is that kidnapping and abduction. Kidnapping and abduction. Where a person makes an assault to kidnap you, when a person makes an assault to abduct you, to protect yourself from the kidnapper, to protect you from subject abductor, and causing such injury to the abductor which may cause his death, or even if you are already kidnapped and confined in any place, to protect the victim of the kidnap, if you cause any injury to that wrongdoer, that is also not an offense. Therefore, in case of kidnap, we are talking. And the sixth one is that here given here, wrongful confinement. Wrongful confinement is such where it is not possible to escape from the confinement, where it is not possible to protect by the public authorities. In such a case also, we can exercise right of private defense even to the extent of causing death of a person. And the seventh one is that here, in case of, it is given here, seventh one, acid attacks. Yeah, acid attacks. As you are aware, if a woman or any person is attacked by the wrongdoer by means of acid, in all these cases, to protect yourself, causing injury to the wrongdoer, thereby causing death of the wrongdoer, is not an offense. Therefore, you can find rights of private defense is given to protect the body with respect to all offenses against the human body. However, in exercise of right of private defense, in 7 offenses only you are permitted to kill the person. I repeat once again, what are those 7 offenses? When your life is in danger, when your body is in danger, like is grievous hurt, when there is an attempt to commit rape, when there is a compelling satisfy unnatural lust, in case of kidnap and abduction, in case of wrongful confinement, in case of acid attack, here we can kill the person. This way, killing a person in exercise of right of private defense is permitted. Now take the next one here talking about section 101 talking about is only harm can be caused. Only harm and no death. Only harm, no death. That means here, in respect to all offenses against the body, other than these 7, here, you can cause only harm, not killing the person. Here, of course, when you react to protect yourself and causes death in these cases, where this provision covers, you are maybe aware of this provision in case of murder. In murder, when a person commits murder in exercise of right of private defense, it can reduce it to culpable homicide, because where he is not supposed to kill a person, killed. Therefore, he is liable for no exemption. But otherwise, in all other cases, other than these 7 offenses, in other offenses, if person is permitted to cause only harm, but no death. And section 102 is talking about 3 important factors. Do you know that? That is called commencement of right of private defense, continuation of right of private defense, and end of right of private defense. All ceases. You can use C also. Ceasing of right of private defense. The question comes here, it is very clearly stating that right of private defenses when commenced. Someone comes to you and tell you, tomorrow I will kill you. The question comes, can you exercise the right of private defense now itself? As his statement is that he will kill you tomorrow, he will destroy your property tomorrow, he will do some harm tomorrow. Therefore, you cannot exercise the right of private defense today itself. Because right of private defense commences whenever the real danger commences. Real danger, imminent danger, spot danger is required. And also we know that whenever there is actual danger, not imaginary. If a person does an act which really causes danger to your life or body, then you can exercise. Hence, we have to show in the court of law as a defense when you are raising this right of private defense, you must prove by facts that the victim has committed a wrong which is posing danger to your life. Like that here, right of private defense commences whenever the danger commences. Next question comes here, how long the right of private defense you can have. This provision, section 1 or 2 provision is telling that right of private defense is continuous as long as the danger continues. As long as the danger continues. If someone tried to hit you with a knife and you escape, again he tried to hit you, again he tried to hit you. As long as he is trying, you have a right to protect yourself. You can exercise the right of private defense. For example, it happens like this. Someone is taking a pistol and try to shoot you. Somehow you manage and snatch the pistol from him. Now the question comes, whether you have a right of private defense after snatching the pistol from the opposite party. No. Because once a weapon is taken away, the danger to your life is ends. When the danger to your life ends, you cannot exercise the right of private defense. Therefore, right of private defense can be exercised as long as the danger continues, danger exists here. Like this here, commencement of right of private defense, continuation. Then comes here, end or else ceasing. Right of private defense ceases whenever the danger ceases. For example, when you're standing at a roadside, for example, someone hits you, one shot is given and ran away. One shot given and ran away, you are now chasing him. Chasing is not a right of private defense because without your knowledge, danger came. And without your knowledge, danger ceased. Once danger ceased, you have no right of private defense. After all, what you can do is that you can catch him and submit him to the police for action. But you cannot beat him, you cannot cause any harm. If you chase him and catch him, beat him, then it amounts to revenge, not a defense. Therefore, one should understand the difference between revenge and defense. Therefore, as long as the danger continues, your act will be known as a right of private defense. Once the danger ceases, beyond that if you act, it amounts to revenge, not a defense. Hence here, very clearly, you have to establish here to claim the protection of benefit of right of private defense at what point of time right of private defense really commenced. How long it is commenced. At the time of your act, accused act, whether the right of private defense still continues or not, the clear evidence is required. Like that here, so to protect the body. Tomorrow, you may get a question on this part only. What are the processes of the Indian Penal Code that speaks about right of private defense against body? Then in such cases, you can use only 4 sections, 97, 100, 101, 102. Because 97 is a general section which is talking about right of private defense is available against the body, against the property. That is a general section. And the scope of that is given like that. To what extent you can react? You can cause death, you cannot cause death. You can do it within a particular limited period. Like this here, right of private defense is available to protect your body. Now let's find now. There are 3 more sections. 3 more sections relating to property. This is also coming from the 97 to protect property. Now question, whenever your property is in danger, what kind of offenses you can exercise right of private defense? You can exercise the right of private defense against only 5 offenses. with respect to the 5 offenses. And here also, in exercise to protect your body, to protect your property, to protect your neighbor's property, when you react, you can cause death. You can cause death. Causing death in exercise of right of private defense to protect property permitted under section 103. And this is talking 104, only harm can be caused but no death. And 105 is talking about the same points. That is here, what is corresponding to 102? 105 is there, commencement of right of private defense to protect property, continuation of right of private defense to protect property, end of right of private defense in case of property, protection of property. So like that, in what cases, here you can find, in what cases right of private defense is permitted to the extent of causing death, only 4 offenses. This side, 7 offenses I'm giving body, but here only 4 offenses are there, which are popularly known as like this here. The 5 offenses you can find. This way, robbery. One offense, you can kill a person when the victim is a robber in case of robbery, and another one in case of housebreaking by night. Housebreaking by night, not daytime. And also another one, mischief by fire. Mischief by fire. Mischief by fire. And this also, mischief by fire in what cases here? Fire. నిప్పుతో నష్టం చేయడం. మిస్చీఫ్ అంటే కాజింగ్ డ్యామేజ్ టు ది ప్రాపర్టీ. సో డ్యామేజ్ టు ది ప్రాపర్టీ బై మీన్స్ ఆఫ్ ఫైర్ అంటే ఇక్కడ మనం కాపాడుకునే అవకాశం లేదు, ఇల్లు తగలబెట్టేస్తున్నారు, బిల్డింగ్లు తగలబెట్టేస్తున్నారు. అందుకని మిస్చీఫ్ బై ఫైర్ ఆఫ్ ఎ బిల్డింగ్, a tent or a vessel. See that here, fire to a building, fire to a tent, fire to a vessel. What kind of building? What kind of tent and vessel? Which are used for dwelling purposes and which are used for custody of the property, that is godowns, like that. Therefore, whenever a person commits an act of mischief by fire, causing damage to the building where the people are living, where the property is stored, in these cases here, to protect your property, you kill that person is permitted. And this way, 1, 2, 3. And 4th one you can find here, that's one. So theft. It is given theft, mischief, criminal trespass when there is a danger of death is there. When there is a danger of death or grievous hurt is there. That means here, whenever a person, a thief enters into your house in such manner, holding weapons, and in case you attack the thief, he will kill you. Like that, when the thief or any wrongdoer causing fear of death or grievous to you, in such a case, your reaction can be to the extent of causing. Therefore, 4 offenses only. So 1, 2, 3, 4 you can find. Therefore, here I am telling 5 offenses. That means what is the difference you can find here? Here, attempts, 5 offenses. For attempt to commit, no death. But actual offenses are committed, then you can, in these cases here, you can kill the person. In all other, it is given here, in all other offenses against property, as stated here only. Not other offenses ante what is not mentioned ikkada kaadu. ఇక్కడ లేనిటువంటి వాటి మీద అసలు రైట్ ఆఫ్ ప్రైవేట్ డిఫెన్స్. ఈ 5లో 4కి మాత్రమే కిల్లింగ్ ఎ పర్సన్ ఉంటుంది, అదర్ వాటికేమో ఓన్లీ కాజింగ్ హార్మ్. ఇప్పుడు మనకు ఒక క్వశ్చన్ అడగచ్చు మిమ్మల్ని ఎగ్జామినేషన్ లో, ఇన్ వాట్ కేసెస్ one can cause death in exercise of right of private defense? General question. In what cases one can cause death of a person in exercise of right of private defense? In such cases, you have to quote section 100, you have to quote 103, you have to quote. Because here death can be caused, here also death can be caused. Therefore, in exercise of right of private defense, we are having 2 areas where the death can be caused. The 2 sections are to find. In what cases we cannot cause the death? In exercise of right of private defense, under section 101 and 104, you cannot cause death. Only you are permitted to cause harm, which is necessary to protect your property or to protect your body. Like this here, 101, 104 is talking about only one thing. And similarly, 102 is talking about how it commences and how it seizes. And each provision, in case of theft, or like, for example, let us theft a pickpocketer. After snatching your purse, he is running away. You are chasing him. As long as he is running away, you can chase him because you have to recover your property. But at a particular point, he thrown the purse with money, without money. So he thrown out with money. As you are very close to catch him and he afraid of any kind of injury, so he thrown the purse with money and you have taken and you found money is also there. There ends your right of private defense. Because once the danger to your property ceased, the right of private defense also ends. Therefore, you have to calculate in every time the right of private defense is respect to the property when it commences and when so long it continues here, where it ends here, these provisions are providing. Like that, in one row, remember that? In one row, you read all the sections like that, 100, 101, 102, 103, 104, 105. Like that, in one stroke, you can understand how these provisions are set. Like that, your right of private defense is permitted to protect one's body and also to protect the property. The another point comes here, okay, you are given right of private defense. Are there any other special guidelines? Whether this Indian Penal Code restricting the person from exercising right of private defense against every harm, against every act of other person, you cannot exercise the right of private defense. That's why we are having the topic here, limitations on right of private defense, restrictions on right of private defense. Let's find out. What are the limitations and what are the restrictions that are permitted? Number one, very important fight here, when there is no fear of apprehension of death or hurt. When there is no fear of injury, there is no right of private defense. Therefore, very important is that you have to establish there is a fear of injury to your property or to your body, like this here. Apprehension of danger. Instead of these words, you can use the words also. Apprehension of danger. Unless until you found that there is apprehension of danger, you cannot exercise the right of private defense. As already I told you here also, talking about the right of, scope of right of private, there you can find here. The apprehension in the sense here, it is a true apprehension, real apprehension, or immediate apprehension, spot danger. These are the things required. And only thinking that some people are enemy, some people are going to take revenge against you, some people are going to damage your property tomorrow or another day, like that you cannot assess and take action early. Therefore, right of private defenses commences only when the danger commences. Hence, you have to clearly prove there is apprehension of danger. Therefore, limitation is that here, not imaginary danger. The second one is that here, so no right of private defense, no right of private defense against public servant. I am writing just PS. No right of private defense against a public servant. Because the public servant discharging their duties in the interest of the public, therefore, you cannot exercise the right of private defense. Generally, which public servant use the force? He may be using force. Which public servant? Generally, such public servants were called police, or with respect to the property, income tax authorities, or any authorities may be taking your property, or police may be taking you into custody. Like that, when the public authorities are exercising their powers, and thereby causing some harm to your property or to your body, you cannot exercise the right of private defense. But here question comes, though this public servant exceeded the right of, exceeded their powers, you cannot exercise the right of private defense. You can only file a private complaint against them for exceeding these powers and thereby claim damages, and also see they are punished in another way, but we do not have any right to exercise the right of private defense. But here also you can find no right of private defense against the public servant, but there is an exception to this. That means here, can have right of private defense, can have right of private defense even against the public servant when this public servant is causing death or grievous such. See, for example, a lock-up death. When a person is taken into the custody and in the police station, they are starting beating the person and they are about to kill. In such a case, we can exercise the right of private defense. And we cannot just surrender ourselves and lose our life. Therefore, even if the case public servant is doing such an act, in exercise his authority, causing death, then you can exercise the right of private defense. For example, in the name of killing or catching Naxalites, police may be exercising authority, counters, encounters. In such cases, they protect your life. Even a Naxalite also can exercise right of private defense against the police. But what naturally happening, the police will create the scene in such a way, the Naxalite attacked the police and the police reacted. Therefore, police encountered. Encounter is a right of private defense by the police against the Naxalite. There we are talking every time there is a fake encounter. And there is no really threat from the Naxalite. This the police themselves killed him in the name of encounter, exercise of right of private defense. Therefore, you may be asked a question, in what cases right of private defense is available against even a public servant? Yes, we can exercise the right of private defense against the public servants when they are doing an act in exceeding the powers and also causing danger to your life and body, like this grievous act, you can exercise the right of private defense. The another one is given, no right of private defense, limitation, no right of private defense, nor RPD against a private person who is acting under directions of a public servant. Private person acting under directions of a public servant. Under directions of a public servant. For example, it may happen, the court has given an order for a road widening. There is some buildings are there, notices are given for demolition, court permissions are given. Now the municipal authorities or other public authorities are coming to demolish the building. Demolition of building is a damage to your property, hence there is a mischief. Demolition is a mischief. There is a danger to your property. But who is causing that? A person having this proclaimers, JCBs, and they are coming, is a private person, and he is demolishing your building under authority of the public servant. Therefore, you cannot exercise the right of private defense against the private persons also. And even it happens, a police chasing a criminal, and now we private persons also helping the police to try to catch that criminal. There also the criminal has no right to react. Therefore, no right of private defense against the private persons who are acting under directions of public servant having authority to do this. Therefore, these two have to be matched, the public servant and public authorities. Next, no right of private defense. Okay, it's not like that here. The another one is given when there is no right of private defense. No right of private defense when there is a time to get protection. Time to get protection from public authorities. No right of private defense when there is a time to get protection from public authorities. When someone threatens you to kill, go to the police station, make a complaint, and see that police take action. Instead of that, you are keeping a weapon in your pocket, and whenever a situation arises, you stab him, then this is not the right way of exercising right of private defense. Right of private defense commences only when there is a danger exercise. Of course, but at the same time, when the police are there, any authority is there to protect you, you cannot exercise the right of private defense. But there is some controversy in these 2 points. See, whenever the danger begins, right of private defense commences. Once danger begins, you cannot approach the police to get the protection, because already it happens. A thief entered into a home and also having a knife and is searching in the home to collect the properties here, any valuables there. Then in such cases, whether to react or go to the police station, make a complaint. Therefore, once danger commences, there will not be any time to get the protection from public authorities. In such cases, you can exercise right of private defense. But where is the time gap is there, possibility there, get the protection, no right of private defense is available. Therefore, time to get the rescue from resort to the public authorities. Words in the book you can find, when there is a time to resort to the public authorities, no right of private defense is available. The another one is that here given, no right of private defense, and another one, use reasonable force. Use reasonable force and cause a reasonable injury. Use reasonable force. Therefore, what is the topic heading is that defense. You are permitted to defend yourself. How much is sufficient to defend? To that text only you have to react, and not more than that. Therefore, one must be very careful in using the force against. For example, it happens. A boy of 10 years attacking a boy of 25 years. For example, a young man, strong man, a boy of 10 years is attacking you. The question comes, do you have any right of private defense against a child? A old man of 70, 80 years walking with a stick, and he raises stick against you. Do you have any right of private defense? Here two questions will come. One, whether the old man raising a stick causes real fear of injury is only imaginary, and there is a possibility of avoiding in a simple manner, because the old man cannot react in such a manner. And another one, okay, even if he raises the stick and about to hit on your head, how much is force from your side is sufficient to stop the old man? Hence you have to find against the child, against the old man, how much he can exercise. Therefore it is said here, use a reasonable force. If someone kicks you with a fist like this here, you cannot use a knife like this here. If you do like this here, you are liable for that act. Hence it amounts to excess of exceeding right of private defense. Excess action is not permitted. But this is always controversy. Sir, how to calculate how much force he is going to use, how much injury he is going to use, how I calculate, how I can react. Okay? From these circumstances, we can understand. From the evidential factors, we can assess here how much he is doing. For example, he is having a small stick and he is attacking you, and you take an iron rod, you attack him on the head. He is having a stick, you are having an iron rod. Then question comes here, whether it is a reasonable exercise of right of private defense, unreasonable exercise of right of private defense. Therefore, one must be very careful in exercising right of private defense here. One cannot exercise the right of private defense beyond what is permitted like this here. Hence here. So we have to find here, use reasonable force. I give you like this here. What are the limitations on right of private defense? Limitations on the right of private defense is that here, number one, no right of private defense unless there is an actual apprehension begins. And number two, no right of private defense against public servant. And no right of private defense against any private person who is acting under directions of a public authority. No right of private defense whenever there is a time to get protection from the public authorities. Please, 1 minute please. Hello, evaru? Hello? Okay, I'll talk. Okay, class jarugutundandi tarvata maatladtanu. Please. ఓకే, మీ ఫోన్ అనుకున్నాను. ఒకసారి మీకు ఎవరికైనా వినిపించకపోతే నాకు కాల్ చేసి దానికి ట్రై చేయొచ్చు కూడా మీరు, ఎందుకంటే సబ్జెక్ట్ ఎవరికైనా కట్ అయిపోతుందేమో. సరే, ఇప్పుడు చూసారా, ఇప్పుడు మనకు రైట్ ఆఫ్ ప్రైవేట్ డిఫెన్స్ ఇలా ఇస్తూ ఎవ్రీ పర్సన్ టు ప్రొటెక్ట్ హిమ్సెల్ఫ్ అండ్ టు ప్రొటెక్ట్ అదర్స్, టు ప్రొటెక్ట్ హిస్ ప్రాపర్టీ, అదర్స్ ప్రాపర్టీ, పర్మిటెడ్ విత్ సబ్జెక్ట్ టు సమ్ కండిషన్స్. You are permitted to cause death, you are permitted to cause only harm, subject to the following condition. Like that, your total right of private defense, section 97 and these sections. Therefore, once again I project like this here, 97 ichin tarvata you can find here 100, 101, 102, 103, 104, 105 వరుసగా మీరు చదువుకోండి. ఇలా మనం టేబుల్ వైపులు ఎలా వేసుకున్నా కూడా 96, 97, 98 అన్ని వచ్చేస్తాయి మనకు. అలా రైట్ ఆఫ్ ప్రైవేట్ డిఫెన్స్ స్కోప్ మనకు తెలుస్తూ ఉంది. ఇకపోతే ఇక 2 క్వశ్చన్లు మిగిలిపోయాయి. 98, 106. ఇప్పుడు మనం అనుకున్నాం 97లో రైట్ ఆఫ్ ప్రైవేట్ డిఫెన్స్ ఎవరికి ఇచ్చాము? ఎస్, రైట్ ఆఫ్ ప్రైవేట్ డిఫెన్స్ ఇస్ గివెన్ టు an innocent person to protect himself from the wrongdoer. Yes, here In case of these cases here, victim, accused. ఇప్పుడు చెప్పండి, ఇక్కడ victim is the first wrongdoer. Accused is only second wrongdoer. So therefore, accused in the beginning, what is here? He has no mens rea, he has no intention, he is not a wrongdoer. Therefore, accused is permitted, that is, an innocent person is permitted to cause injury to the wrongdoer. And that means here, you can exercise the right of private defense against that persons who are liable to be punished under law for their acts. You cannot exercise the right of private defense against a person who cannot be prosecuted under law. This is a general word. అయితే మనకి ఇప్పుడు సెక్షన్ 98 ఏమంటుందో మీరు కానీ గమనిస్తే, సెక్షన్ 98 అంటుంది, ఇప్పుడు చూడండి, మీకు తెలుసు 84. వాట్ ఈస్ ద సెక్షన్ 84 ఆఫ్ ఇండియన్ పీనల్ కోడ్ డీల్స్ విత్ unsoundness of mind. If a mad person commits an offense, insanity, he is not liable. Now the question comes here, a mad person attacks X. A mad person attacks X. And now the X's life is in danger. The question comes, even if the mad person causes injury to X, mad person is not liable. Even if he causes injury to X, he is not liable. Does it mean let the mad person cause injury? Does it mean X has no right to protect himself from the mad person? That's why section 98 is speaking this point here. Whenever danger is caused by such persons who are not liable under law for their acts, still we can exercise the right of private defense. Therefore, there are 4 points are given. See that here? You can exercise the right of private defense under section 98 against an unsound mind person, against a person who is under intoxication, a fully drunkard, and the person on the road doing all nonsense. No right of private defense ante ala. Kabatti we have a right of private defense against a intoxicated persons, and also we have a right of private defense against such persons who are committing an act under misconception of fact, mistake of fact. By mistake, thinking that I am a criminal, someone wanted to attack me, thinking that I am a wrongdoer, a dacoit, a Naxalite, a terrorist, like that here. In that impression, he is attacking. No. And that impression, when he is attacking, I have a right of private to protect myself. Therefore, 98 is talking about 3. Right of private defense can be exercised against an unsound mind person. Right of private defense is available against a person under intoxication. Right of private defense is available against a person who is doing an act under misconception of the facts. This way, right of private defense is permitted. And next one coming, section 106, how to understand. Okay, 97, it is permitting you can cause harm to a wrongdoer. నీకు నష్టపరిచేవాడిని నువ్వు గాయపరచవచ్చు. Right of private defense is permitting a person to cause harm to a wrongdoer and not to an innocent person. Sometimes situation is different. We may commit an act even against an innocent person also. See that here? We may commit an offense against an innocent person also. The section 106 is permitting that. How we have to find? Causing injury. Section 106 is talking about causing harm to an innocent. In exercise of right of private defense is permitted. So when it is done in good faith and there is no alternative situation. When there is no alternative situation. How to understand this good faith and alternative situation? From the Indian Penal Code itself, section 106, illustration itself you can find. It happens. So a group of people, for example, a group of people and attacked X to kill. A group of people attacked and he tried to escape from this group. So only the way to escape from the group is that to fire his gun, because there is no other. As they are very close to him, they are going to attack him, they kill him, and only source for him is that to fire against the group and escape. While firing, it is found, this group of people, among this group of people, some children also there on the road, for example. A group of people innocent children on the road, and together is very close to X to attack X. In such case, when X fire a gun and that injury causes to the child, he cannot be made responsible for that. Therefore, causing injury to a child when there is no other alternative, but his intention is not. It is only by mistake. It is now act done in good faith, but by mistake it happens, but not intentionally causing. For example, how to understand that also? I'll give you like this here. It may happen. For example, X and is a 5 years son. X and 5 years son, while walking on the road, they came against one Y. And there is some clash between X and Y. X tried to beat Y. He is the first wrongdoer. No doubt, X is the first wrongdoer and attacking Y. Now the Y fell in defense. He wanted to react. Yes. Who is causing? X is the person who is doing the wrong. Hence, to whom he has to cause injury? Y is permitted to exercise the right of private defense against X to protect him. But instead of attacking him, he suddenly kicked the 5-year child who is standing beside the X here, and the child suffered a bad injury. Now the question comes, whether Y is permitted under section 106 to claim the defense of the protection of 106, because he is causing injury to an innocent person. But question comes here, causing injury to the innocent person is an intentional act of Y or by mistake, in good faith, as there is no alternative to protect him, he is doing it. This have to be clarified. In case as there is no alternative and by mistake, for example, it happens when he attacks X, unfortunately injury fall on the child, then he is permitted to claim the protection under section 106. Like that here, right of private defense is permitted to exercise against an innocent person also. Therefore, the total sections here, section 96 to 106 is providing how the right of private defense can be understood and applied. So let me find once again, what are the sections you have to remind for examination purpose, what section 96 speaks about. 97, so 98, 99, 100, and you have to read. Tomorrow I am giving examination next. Entire IPC I will give one examination. ఇప్పుడు మీకు ఆల్రెడీ ఇచ్చేస్తాను, సిపిసి ఇచ్చాను, అది కానీ నెక్స్ట్ 2 days లో రాస్తారు మీరు. ఇంకో 4 days లో ఐపీసీ ఎగ్జామినేషన్ కూడా పెడుతున్నాను నేను. గెట్ ప్రిపేర్డ్. 2 రోజుల్లోనే ఎక్కువగా చదవద్దు. 2 రోజుల్లో మీరు అపీల్స్ అన్ని చదివేసుకోండి సిపిసిలో. తర్వాత మళ్ళీ 4 రోజుల లోపలగా ఐపీసీకి వచ్చేద్దాం. సో ఇలా మీకు సెక్షన్ 102, 103, 104, 105, 106 ఒకసారి అట్ ఏ గ్లాన్స్ చెప్పండి. 96 talking about recognition of right of private defense. 97 is talking about scope or habit of defense, this is body and property can be. 90 is talking about right of private defense against an innocent person, against an innocent person, లేదా against a unsound mind person, against intoxicated person, against a person committing an act under misconception. 99, it is talking about the limitations on right of private defense, what cannot be done, no right of private defense. Under 100, when death can be caused. 101, only harm but not death. 102, commencement, continuation, end of right of private defense. 103, right of property, so protection of property. It is also causing when death can be caused, when harm can be caused, when it is commencing, continuation, end. And this is coming here, right of private defense, harm caused to an innocent person. Like this here, right of private defense is permitted. These are the basic conditions. Now go to your folder, there you can find some material cases are there. With that cases you can understand how these provisions are applied. Let us see the first case. If you have a material, please go to the material. Very famous case is that Amjad Khan versus State of Is a famous case. As a BL student also మీరు చదివేస్తుంటారు, ప్రతిదీ చెప్పక్కర్లా, ఆయన ట్రై చేయండి. నోట్స్లో కూడా ఇచ్చాను కాబట్టి క్లియర్గా ఉంటుంది, మీకు అండర్స్టాండ్ అవుతుంది. ఇలాంటి వాటిని రేపు ఇలస్ట్రేషన్ రూపంలో మనకి ఇవ్వచ్చు. కాబట్టి రైట్ ఆఫ్ ప్రైవేట్ డిఫెన్స్ ఉందా లేదా? మరి రైట్ ఆఫ్ డిఫెన్స్ క్లెయిమ్ చేయాలంటే ఈ సెక్షన్స్ అన్నిటి మనం కోట్ చేయాలి కదా. ఇప్పుడు గమనిద్దాం. అమ్జద్ ఖాన్ వర్సెస్ స్టేట్ ఆఫ్ యూపీ. ఏమైంది ఇక్కడ? ఆ ఊర్లో గొడవలు జరుగుతున్నాయి, కమ్యూనల్ వైలెన్స్ జరుగుతుంది. కమ్యూనల్ వైలెన్స్ జరుగుతూ ఉంటే ఒక హిందూ గ్రూప్స్ అందరూ ఏం చేశారంటే ఈ ముస్లిమ్స్ మీద అటాక్ చేశారు. ఈ హిందూ కమ్యూనిటీ వాళ్ళు ముస్లిం కమ్యూనిటీని అటాక్ చేస్తూ ఈ అమ్జద్ ఖాన్ అనే ఒక అతని ఇంటి పైన దాడి చేశారు. అతను తన వాళ్ళని తీసుకొని ఇంటి లోపలికి పరిగెత్తుకెళ్ళి దాక్కొని కాపాడుకునే ప్రయత్నం చేశాడు. అప్పటికే ఈ పర్సన్స్ ఆన్ ది రోడ్ అటాక్డ్ ది హౌస్ అండ్ దే ఆర్ బ్రేకింగ్ ది హౌస్. అది సిచ్యుయేషన్. గమనించారా? ఆ సిచ్యుయేషన్ లో అమ్జద్ ఖాన్ తన ఇంటి లోపల నుంచి తన దగ్గర ఉన్న ఒక లైసెన్స్ గన్ తో డోర్ వైపుకి పేల్చాడు. ఆ బుల్లెట్ ఆ డోర్ ముందు ఉన్నటువంటి వ్యక్తికి తగిలి చనిపోయాడు. ఇంకా వాళ్ళు డోర్ పగలగొట్టలేదు, లోపలికి రాలేదు, వీళ్ళని తన్నలేదు, చంపలేదు. అప్పుడే నువ్వు బుల్లెట్ పేల్చావా, కాబట్టి నీకు రైట్ ఆఫ్ ప్రైవేట్ డిఫెన్స్ లేదు. సో ఎక్సర్సైజ్ ద రైట్ ఆఫ్ ప్రైవేట్ డిఫెన్స్ ఎర్లీ బిఫోర్ యాక్చువల్ డేంజర్ కమెన్సెస్ అన్నట్టుగా వాదనలు వినిపించారు. కానీ మీరు గమనించవచ్చు, మీ కేసులో ది మాబ్ వర్ నాకింగ్ ద డోర్ ఆఫ్ ది అమ్జద్ ఖాన్ attack. The accused fired a gun at the door and bullet hit one of the assailants and caused death. Court held that right of private defense is available under section 100. ఎందుకు ఇచ్చాము 100 లో? causing death in exercise of right of private defense permitted under section 100 whenever there is a danger to your life. The 7 offenses are there. One of the first offense is that whenever there is a danger to life, you are killing a person is permitted. This is another one. Similarly, Vishwanath versus state of UP. This case is also very popular case, Vishwanath. And in this case also you are aware, ఏం జరిగింది? విశ్వనాథ్ యొక్క సిస్టరు తన భర్తను వదిలేసేసి పుట్టింటిలో ఉంటూ ఉంది, తల్లిదండ్రులతో ఉంటూ ఉంది. ఆమె భర్త హస్బెండ్ ఆమెను తీసుకువెళ్ళేదానికి చాలా ప్రయత్నాలు చేశాడు, కానీ ఆమె వెళ్ళలేదు. ఒకరోజు ఏం చేశాడు? తన హస్బెండ్ కొంతమంది జనాన్ని తీసుకొని ఆ ఇంటికి ఆమె ఉన్నటువంటి ఇంటి దగ్గరికి వచ్చేసి ఆమెను బలవంతంగా ఈడ్చుకు వెళ్తూ ఉన్నాడు, కొట్టి తీసుకువెళ్తూ ఉన్నాడు. అప్పుడు విశ్వనాథ్ అని ఇతని బ్రదరు ఎక్కడో దూరంగా ఉంటే మెసేజ్ వెళ్ళింది. అతను పరిగెత్తుకు వచ్చేసి తన సిస్టర్ని కాపాడే ప్రయత్నంలో ఆ వచ్చిన గ్రూప్ని అటాక్ చేశాడు. మరి సిస్టర్ని వాళ్ళు పట్టుకుని ఈడ్చుకు వెళ్తున్నారు, కొడుతున్నారు, చంపేస్తున్నారు. వాళ్ళు ఎలాంటి పరిస్థితి ఉందంటే అమ్మాయిని తీసుకెళ్ళి ఏమైనా చేయవచ్చు. అలాంటి స్థితిలో విశ్వనాథ్ టు ప్రొటెక్ట్ హిజ్ సిస్టర్ అటాక్డ్ దీస్ పీపుల్ అండ్ కాజెస్ డెత్. మరి అలాంటప్పుడు వెదర్ కాజింగ్ డెత్ ఈజ్ పర్మిటెడ్, నాట్ పర్మిటెడ్, సెక్షన్ 100 పర్మిటెడ్, అవైలబుల్ ఆర్ నాట్? ఈ కేసులో కూడా మీరు గమనించవచ్చు, మీకు ఇచ్చిన మెటీరియల్ ఎస్ అన్నారు. అండ్ సిమిలర్లీ దేర్ ఇస్ వన్ మోర్ ఇంపార్టెంట్ కేస్ హియర్, కన్వర్సింగ్ వర్సెస్ ఢిల్లీ అడ్మినిస్ట్రేషన్ కేస్. ఏమైంది కన్వర్సింగ్ వర్సెస్ ఢిల్లీ అడ్మినిస్ట్రేషన్ కేసులో? ద స్ట్రే క్యాటల్ కేస్ అంటుంటాం మనం, స్ట్రే క్యాటల్ కేస్. ఇక్కడ ఢిల్లీలో రోడ్ల మీద కొన్ని ఎనిమల్స్ అంతా కూడా రోడ్ల మీద ఉండటం జరుగుతుంది, క్యాటిల్ ఆన్ ద రోడ్స్, కాజింగ్ న్యూసెన్స్ టు ది పబ్లిక్, causing new disturbance to the traffic. Therefore, the Delhi Municipal Act permitted municipal authorities to remove the animal from the road, which is known as a stray cattle. This way you have to go to the interpretation of statute also. Stray cattle, they are permitted to remove the stray cattle from the streets. And whenever the municipal authorities came and the owners of the cattle prevented the municipal authorities to remove the cattle, అక్కడ గొడవ అయింది. వాళ్ళు ఏం చేశారు? ఓనర్స్ అందరూ కూడా ఆ మున్సిపల్ అథారిటీ ఆఫీసులను కొట్టారు, తమ యొక్క క్యాటిల్ కాపాడుకునే ప్రయత్నం చేశారు. మున్సిపల్ అథారిటీస్ పబ్లిక్ సర్వెంట్స్ కొట్టారు. ఇప్పుడు క్వశ్చన్ ఏంటంటే, వీళ్ళు పబ్లిక్ సర్వెంట్స్ కొట్టారు కనుక వారి మీద కేసు పెట్టారు. ఇప్పుడు పబ్లిక్ సర్వెంట్స్ ఏమంటారు? మేము మా ప్రాపర్టీని కాపాడుకోవడానికి మేము చేసుకున్నాము, పైగా ఈ ఆఫీసర్లకి ఏమి అధికారం ఇచ్చారు? టు రిమూవ్ ద స్టే క్యాటిల్. స్టే క్యాటిల్ అంటే ఏంటండి? యాజ్ పర్ ది డిక్షనరీ మీనింగ్, ఇఫ్ యు గో టు దట్, స్టే క్యాటిల్ మీన్స్ ఓనర్లెస్ క్యాటిల్. స్టే క్యాటిల్ మీన్స్ అబాండెండ్ క్యాటిల్, ఓనర్ లేనివి, ఓనర్లు ఉన్నా వాళ్ళని వదిలేసినవి గివ్ అప్ అంటారు. అలాంటి క్యాటిల్ స్టే క్యాటిల్ అంటారు. ఇవి ఓనర్ లేనివి కాదు, వదిలేసినవి కాదు, మావి, మా క్యాటిల్ని తీసుకెళ్తున్నారు కాబట్టి, మా ప్రాపర్టీ ప్రమాదం వచ్చింది కాబట్టి, మా ప్రాపర్టీని కాపాడుకునే హక్కు మాకుంది కాబట్టి మేము ఆ అధికారులు కొట్టామన్నట్టుగా వీళ్ళు రైట్ ఆఫ్ ప్రైవేట్ క్లెయిమ్ చేస్తున్నారు. దీనికి మనం రెండు వాదనలు వినిపించవచ్చు. ఒకటి, నో రైట్ ఆఫ్ ప్రైవేట్ డిఫెన్స్, వాట్ ఎవర్ మే బి ద యాక్ట్, నో రైట్ ఆఫ్ ప్రైవేట్ డిఫెన్స్ అగైన్స్ట్ ద పబ్లిక్ సర్వెంట్స్. క్యాటిల్ తీసుకెళ్తే ఏమవుతుందండి? పబ్లిక్ సర్వెంట్సే కదా తీసుకెళ్తారు. వాళ్ళు తీసుకెళ్లి బందీల దొడ్లో పెడతారు. టు కలెక్ట్ ర్యాన్సమ్ అంటాం మనం. కాబట్టి లెట్ దెమ్ పుట్ ఇన్ ది కస్టడీ, వాటికి డబ్బు కట్టి తీసుకురావచ్చు. లేదా తప్పు జరుగుంటే వాళ్ళ మీద మనం ప్రైవేట్ కంప్లైంట్ పెట్టుకొని మనం డ్యామేజ్ క్లెయిమ్ చేయొచ్చు. అందుకని కొట్టాల్సిన అవసరం లేదు. హెన్స్ యాజ్ పర్ సెక్షన్ 99 IPC, no right of private defense against public servants unless their act is such a act causes fear of death to a human being and grievous such. There is no such grievous such here. On another angle, the court has given the definition interpretation of the stray cattle. Court finally held stray cattle does not mean only ownerless cattle. Stray cattle means a cattle which belongs to a person but let loose and unattended by the owners. ఊరికే వదిలేసినవి, ఓనర్ లేకుండా రోడ్డు మీద తిరిగేవి. ఓనర్ ఉన్నాడు, ఓనర్, బట్ హీ ఈస్ నాట్ టేకింగ్ కేర్ ఆఫ్ దట్. Such cattle also known as a stray cattle. Hence, in the given case, owners of the cattle attacking public servants is not a right manner of exercising the right of private defense. Hence, all the owners are liable. In this case, no right of private defense is allowed. The another one you can find here, Mahbub Yusuf versus State of UP case. Two police constables who are part of the anti-dacoity squad had an argument and raised their guns against each other. See that in a police camp, two officers who are having weapons in their hands suddenly entered into a quarrel. They raised both weapons to kill each other. Suddenly, other colleagues stopped them, and one officer laid down his weapon, but other suddenly raises his weapon and shot him. The question comes whether he exercised the right of private defense or exceeded the right of private defense. Whether act was a defensive act or act is an offensive act. This comes here. Court held that here also no right of private defense. When one person laid his weapon down, the danger to the other person ceased. Once danger ceased here under section 102, you are aware of. Under section 102, so commencement, continuation, end of right of private defense. When the danger ceases, right of private defense ends. And in this case, at the request of the colleagues, one of the person laid down his weapon. Therefore, there is no danger to the other person. Hence, no right of private defense to such other person. The another case you can find, one more case given for as an example only. Queen Empress versus Narsingh Pathubai case. In this case, what happened? ఒకరోజు ఇలా ఒక మెసేజ్ వచ్చింది. ఆ నర్సింగ్ పాతుబాయ్ అనే అతనికి ఎవరో చెప్పారు, అరే వేరే ఒక గ్రూప్, నీ యొక్క ఎనిమి గ్రూప్ వాళ్ళు ప్లాన్ చేస్తున్నారు, రేపు ఉదయం మీ పొలాల్లోకి వెళ్ళి మీ పొలాల్లో ఉన్న పంటనంతా కూడా నాశనం చేసేస్తారట, వాళ్ళు ప్లాన్ చేస్తున్నారు, మీరు జాగ్రత్తగా ఉండండి అని చెప్పారు. ఇతను వాళ్ళు వచ్చినప్పుడు చూసుకుందాంలే, ఇప్పుడు అంతా అవుతుందా అన్నట్టుగా he did not react immediately, just he was silent, he did not even approach the police for protection. ఏదో చెప్తుంటారులే అన్నట్టుగా. బట్ ది నెక్స్ట్ డే ఇన్ ది ఎర్లీ మార్నింగ్ he received information that the enemies already entered in the field and destroying the fields. అప్పుడు వీడు తన మనుషులను తీసుకుని పరిగెత్తుకు వెళ్ళి పొలాన్ని కాపాడుకునే ప్రయత్నంలో వాళ్ళని అటాక్ చేశాడు. ఆ అటాక్ లో అవతల పార్టీ వాళ్ళు కొంత గాయపడ్డారు. ఇప్పుడు ఇతని మీద కేసు పెట్టారు. నీకు నిన్నటి రోజే తెలుసు కదా, నిన్నటి రోజు నుంచే నువ్వు ఎందుకని పోలీసులకు చెప్పలేదు, డిఫెన్స్ తీసుకోలేదు అంటే, పోలీసులకు చెప్పడం అనేది ఎప్పుడు వస్తుంది? when real danger begins. Once danger begins, there is no time to get the protection. మనం 99 లో వన్ ఆఫ్ ది పాయింట్స్ చెప్పుకున్నాం, గుర్తుందా? 4th పాయింట్ లో no right of private defense when there is a time to get the protection from the public authorities. But the time when to calculate, the time commences when the danger commences. Once the danger commences, where is the time to get the police protection? Therefore, in this case, the Narsingh Pathubai act of attacking the enemy to protect his fields from the enemy is a right act. Hence, he has a right of private defense. I read the words also from your material. The court held that accused entitled to defense of RPD, time to get protection from the public authority as a ground for non-availability RPD was raised in this case. And similar also, one more, when two groups are challenged, Queen Empress was a Pragdat case. It happens. In one case here, two people is the dispute relating to a land. ఒక ల్యాండ్ నాదని two groups are fighting for a particular land. One group came with weapons, the other group also came with weapons. Both are wanted to protect their rights, hence they are challenging each other, entered into voluntary fighting. The question comes, which group is innocent, which group is a wrongdoer? The law what is telling, only one group is wrongdoer, another group is innocent. Innocent is given right of appropriate defense. When both the groups are wrongdoers and they challenge each other, there is no question of right of appropriate defense. And in this case, at the both sides voluntarily involved in fighting, they are liable for the act, and no group is entitled to claim the right of private defense. This way here, the right of private defense actions are treated. This what today the topic relating to right of private defense. Let's have now some discussion.